let's talk about NTP. Okay. NTP stands for Network Time Protocol. Okay. And why your NTP is used? Your NTP is used to synchronize the time. Okay. It is used to synchronize the time between the networking devices. Now, why do you think we need to synchronize the time? Hmm? In all the network devices like your routers, right, firewalls, you want to synchronize the time. And why do you want that? Think of it. Hmm? What we have? Okay. And different time zone, but in an organization, there will be no different time zones. Let's say we are in India, so entire India will have the same time zone, right? So if in my company, I have, routers, switches, firewalls, right? Servers, then why would I want to synchronize the time between all these devices? Latency. Yes, guys, online people. No. Okay. Let's imagine a scenario. Okay. Uh, let's say, let's not talk about networks. Let's talk about CCTV cameras. Okay. Now, CCTV cameras also record you know, they perform the recordings according to the time. Okay. Now, let's say in your organization, you have 10 CCTV cameras and all are recording at different times. In one, the time is 10 o'clock. In one, there is 12 o'clock. In one, the year is 2021. In one, there is, 1993 or 2000 or 2024. And there is one that is running on the current time. So what can be the disadvantage? Let's say, why would you check, first of all, the CCTV cameras? Let's say you want to investigate some case. So you will be going through the recordings. Now, if you have correct time, then you can pinpoint. But if in the devices, the times are different, what will happen? That means it will become hard for you to troubleshoot because you will not be able to understand that, okay, right now, let's say you want to investigate a case for yesterday, the date was 3rd Feb, 10 a.m. in the morning. You want to check the recordings from 10 a.m. to 12 a.m., 3rd Feb 2024, right? So if you want to check, you will go in the device and suddenly you see that, okay, it is running in 1993. Now, there is another device who is running in 2017, another device 2021. So will it be easier for you guys to troubleshoot? No, it will not be, right? Same things. Let's say in your networks, you have multiple devices. Now, all these devices, what they are doing, they are generating logs. They are generating logs that at what particular point of time, what is going on in the network, right? In the syslog, we saw that what is going to happen, your device, it is going to generate logs for each and every event. Okay. So if there is, the time is of the logs, if time of the devices are not synchronized, then the log timing will also be different. And it will be harder for you, it will be complicated for you to troubleshoot and to investigate a particular event. Okay. So for that reason, NTP is required so that the devices, they will automatically synchronize the time. Clear? Okay. Now your NTP, it works on the port 123 and uses the UDP. Okay. And it is used to synchronize time between the network devices. It is used to synchronize time between the network devices. This is clear. Okay. Now your NTP works on stratum levels. Okay. NTP works on stratum levels. And there are 16 stratum levels. Okay. So let me show you about them. Okay. So see here, there are total 16 stratum levels, and the range is from 0 to 15. The range is from 0 to 15, where stratum 0 is the most accurate. That means lower the stratum level, more accurate is the clock. Lower the stratum level and more accurate is the clock. Clear? And stratum 15 will be what? Least accurate. Or stratum 16, not even synchronized, you can say. That means stratum 16 is something you cannot trust. And stratum 16 is the least trusted. Clear? Now, if we talk about the most accurate clock, so your GPS, okay, your satellites and GPS, they are considered as the most accurate clock. Okay. And the devices, the servers that are synchronizing their time directly from the GPS, they are what? Stratum level 1. Then the devices that are synchronizing the time from these servers, they will be 2. And in this way, they will be keep on going up till 15. Is that clear? Okay. So now this is clear. So let me tell you about the basic configuration. Stratum, this is the name of level. Okay. Yeah. This is clear. Now what? Let's go with the basic configuration of your NTP. So your NTP works on client server architecture. Okay. That means the device that will be providing the time syncing service will be acting as a server, and the device that will be synchronizing the time will be client. So for example, for stratum 0, stratum 1 will be client and stratum 0 will be server. For stratum 2, what will happen? This will become server and this will become client, because these are synchronizing time from here. Clear? Okay. So in case of Cisco routers, how would we configure NTP? So let's see. So the device that you want to make as a server, NTP server. Okay. So how will you configure it? You'll say in the global configuration mode. Let me directly give you the comments. Okay. But I believe now you should understand that all the configuration will happen in the global configuration mode, right? So you'll give the command NTP master, and then you'll give the stratum level. Okay. So let's say I'll give stratum level 1. Okay. This is the configuration for your NTP server. Then for the NTP client, you'll say NTP server, and then you'll give the IP address. NTP server. Is that clear? Now, definitely before this, first of all, you will, correct the time, whatever the time is there in the master. So you'll set the correct time. And after that, you will go with it. Okay. Now, this time synchronization, sometimes it will happen, within minutes. Okay. Sometimes it will happen instantly. And sometimes it will take, time as much as you can consider like 45 minutes to 1 hour also. Okay. And so many students in their CCI exam, they just failed because of the synchronization didn't happen. Okay. Why? Because they thought, okay, NTP is a small configuration, so they can do this task at the end, right? And when they do it at the end, and if there is not sufficient time and, kind of bad luck, then NTP synchronization will happen with a delay. And yes.
Yes, sir, sorry to interrupt. Okay, during the examinations, okay, there will be the scenario we need to configure NTP servers, all those things.
Yes, there are scenarios. Okay.
Okay.
Generally in the enterprise.
Okay.
Okay. Because see, NTP, as per the security perspective, so it is highly important to record the logs. Okay.
Yeah, correct.
We are having noise from the backend. So as per security perspective also, it is very important because without proper time synchronization, the logs will not be synchronized. And if the logs are not synchronized, then investigating a particular incident is not easy. Okay. So that's why,
Yeah, agree.
yeah, NTP has to be there. Clear? Okay. So now let's go and see the configuration. Okay. You open packet tracer. Now this is basic configuration. Even you, if you want, so you can set up authentication also. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take routers. Okay. 2 routers I will take. One will be acting as an NTP server and second will be NTP client. Okay. So this is R1. This is R2. So this will be, let's say it will be acting as a server. R1 will be acting as a server. And R2 will be acting as a client. Okay. And simply IP addresses I will give here 10.0.0.1 and 10.0.0.2. Hmm? How it will be in the sense? Sorry. So again, it depends, like you can configure it in the router or AD up to you. Okay. But generally to configure, you must have multiple servers. There will not be only one server. Okay. So let me go to the CLI. First of all, what we are going to do is we are going to check the time here. Okay. So if we check the time, the command is, what is the command? Check the time, the command is show clock. So right now you can see what is my time. It is somewhere in 1993, right? So first of all, let me go to the global configuration mode and change the host name to R1, or let me say server. Let's name it server. This is our NTP server. Okay. Now go back to privilege mode and change the time. So the command is clock set. Then after you'll give the time. So right now, what is the time? It is 10:41 a.m., right? So 10:41, let's say 30. And what is the date today? It is 4th Feb. So it is 4th Feb 2024. This is clear? Now, again, let's check show clock. So now you can see Sunday 4 Feb 2024 and the time is also correct. This is clear? Okay. And if I check in the second device, that is my R2, show clock 1993. Go to global configuration mode, host name, client. Okay, now let's set up the IP addresses here. So interface Z0 by 0, IP addresses 002. Okay. And on R1 also we didn't set the IP address. Interface Z0 by 0, IP address and 001. No shit. This is clear? Okay. But how they will synchronize time? So R1 we will make it as a NTP server and R2 will make it as a client. Okay. So let's go and configure. So I'll say the command NTP master. Okay. And then here I'll give the stratum levels. Stratum 0 we cannot give here. Why? Because that is for the GPS and satellites and the router is a router. Okay. Clear? So here, let's say if you want, you can give 1 also. Let's say this is at the stratum level 1 and done. Okay. Now what? In the client, we'll go R2. And here we are going to say NTP, sorry, server and give the server IP address, which is 10.0.0.1. Okay. Now, if I check, show NTP status. So right now you can say my clock is unsynchronized. So that means my clock is not synchronized yet. Okay. And if I check my time also, 2 o'clock, still I'm in the 1996. So this is for the GPS only. We cannot use 0. Okay. All right. So still you can see I'm in the 1993 and my clock is unsynchronized. Okay. Now, as I said, this can take a lot of time. Okay. So instead of waiting in the packet tracer, we have the option for fast forward. But in the real scenarios, we will not have this option. Okay. So let me just fast forward. Show NTP status. And you can see now what? My clock is synchronized. Who is my reference? 10.0.0.1. And if I say show clock, my time is correct. Is it clear? So this way you can use NTP in the meetings.